to the International Society of Nephrology Pre-Congress interview series. I'm Augusto Santos Jr. I'm a nephrologist in Brazil and also an ISN social media team member for the WCN 2021. With me today is Dr. Gavin Dreyer. Gavin is a nephrologist with great interest in global kidney disease and health inequalities. He is the chair of the ISN Young Nephrology Committee and also a current consultant nephrologist at the Barts Health NHS Trust, London, UK. Adding to many other qualities and things that he has made during the past years, he has been very much involved with ISN and with international collaborations as he was one of the visiting professionals to be in Malawi in the recent years. So welcome, Gavin.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Pleasure.
Okay. So one of the things that I would like to discuss with you is a bit about your career. I know how active you have been in the ISN and many other activities around the globe. So I would like to know a bit about your career, and also if you could tell us how you became involved with the ISN Young Nephrologists Committee.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I started out having a very routine and ordinary career. I trained in the southwest of England, did my sort of basic medical rotation, and was very lucky to do a job in Exeter, which was 4 months of nephrology, and that really inspired me to become a nephrologist. And my then girlfriend, but now wife, and I were very interested in international work and international health partnerships, and we took a year and a half off to go to work in Northern Territory in Australia, in Darwin, and then after that we went to a small town called Mbarara in Uganda. And we took about 18 months out, and I was a fairly junior trainee then, but practicing very avidly in nephrology. And the experiences I had in Darwin and Uganda really stimulated my interest for global health, and particularly global kidney health. And we came back to the UK after that, and I settled down to do my senior training in the East End of London. And then Emma was lucky enough to be awarded a PhD fellowship in Malawi. So we moved as a family to Malawi. We had a small baby at the time, and we spent 3.5 years in Blantyre in Malawi. And it turned out that during that time, I was the only nephrologist in the country. Although there were other people who were practicing dialysis medicine and nephrology, I was the only person who had a background and training in nephrology, and even then I hadn't completed my formal training. So that was a very interesting and challenging time, and I worked at the university teaching hospital in Malawi. I helped set up the dialysis unit and the renal service, and that really sort of took it was a 3.5 year project whilst Emma was there. I first became involved with the ISN when we really struggled, as you can imagine, in Malawi to deliver high quality kidney care. We struggled with funding, we struggled with resources, we struggled with teaching and training. There was only one of me, but we had a great team around us. And I remember one night, getting really upset and frustrated that there wasn't a huge amount of help around. So I started Googling, and I had heard of the ISN before, but had never really been directly involved with them. But when I read the mission statement and saw what the ISN had achieved globally, I knew that it was the right place to reach out to. And I was very lucky to connect with John Feely, the former president, who's been incredibly supportive, as have many other members of the ISN who helped guide and support us during my time in Malawi. And when I was there, we were lucky enough to be the recipient of awards from all the major ISN programs, Educational Ambassador, the CME, clinical research, and we formed the sister renal center with Barts Health, which really accelerated the growth of kidney care in Malawi. And after 3.5 years in Malawi, I came back to the UK, finished my training, and I have a consultant job in Barts Health. But my association with both Uganda and Malawi hasn't ended. In fact, if anything, it's only got stronger, even though I'm not there. And we still work with the teams together. We still discuss cases. We still work on research projects. We still work on teaching and training. And I think we've put in place a really powerful and strong legacy, certainly between Bart's Health, where I work now, in Malawi, to keep that kidney care going, to keep the dialysis unit going. Malawi's got its own trained nephrologists now, thanks to the ISN and colleagues in South Africa. So the whole system has gone really well, and it remains, I think, undoubtedly the highlight of my career to have been involved with the ISN and my friends and partners at Bart's Health in Uganda and Malawi.
And that is amazing, because actually this provided you a very comprehensive perspective of nephrology, and especially in developing countries. And in this scenario, I believe that you were really the right person to participate on this very special session at the WCN 2021, which will be talking to young nephrologists about the past, the present, and the future.
Yeah.
So can you give us a glimpse of what you're going to talk during the Congress?
Yeah. It's really exciting, because I think I'm right in saying that this is the first time that the Young Nephrologist Committee has had, if you like, a prime time slot at the World Congress of Nephrology. The committee started in 2007, and I've been incredibly lucky to work with some of the chairs before, Roberto Pecoy-Filho, who came out to Malawi and inspired me to join the Young Nephrology Committee, Jeff Pearl, Rolando Claw, many others. And I guess in our presentation, we're going to touch a little bit more about sort of the present and the future, because there's some huge developments coming for the Young Nephrologist Committee. There's a change in leadership because I'm actually stepping down. But we're going to reflect on our achievements in the last couple of years. And it's particularly relevant, Augusto, I think, because the pandemic has shaped so much of what we've done. And one of the things I want to reflect on is the resilience of the Young Nephrologist Committee, and particularly young nephrologists globally, who have really, I think, been very much at the forefront of the pandemic, either delivering, clinical care as young consultants, or having their training potentially put on hold. So we're entirely understanding of the pressures that have been put on young nephrologists. So we'll touch on this, but also some of the achievements that we've managed still to deliver for the Young Nephrologist Committee and the global young nephrology community. We've got some really exciting innovations coming up, including, I hope, the development of the Young Nephrology Network, the Young Nephrology Online Interactive Forum. It's a pleasure, of course, to introduce our award winners retrospectively from 2020, which sadly weren't directly awarded, and also for 2021. And I'm going to hand over the leadership of the committee to Marina Weinstein and Sabine Karam, two fantastic young nephrologists. I hope as many young nephrologists as possible can join us. And I guess the biggest thing about this Congress for us is to see the Young Nephrologist Committee really with a prime time slot now in a great position to share our achievements, our aspirations, our hopes, our plans for development. So this is a great step forward for us.
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree more. And especially as we are living in unprecedented times due to COVID-19. And also in a fast changing world. So as you said, we are now going to our first virtual WCN, and also there are a lot of things in terms of educational tools being prepared. So how do you think that these initiatives can help us better integrate the nephrology community, especially the young nephrologists across the globe?
Yeah, thank you. It's a really important point. I think the new online initiatives, the Academy, and all the other education offer that the ISN is developing represents a great chance for young nephrologists globally to get more involved. I think previously, traveling for young nephrologists has been far too easy for some and far too difficult for others. I think there's been a real issue around equity of access to conference resources and opportunities, but to have it all online really, I think, helps to level the playing field. We've identified that young nephrologists are really reaching out for new educational opportunities. They want to be innovators. They want to be educators themselves. They've got a huge amount to contribute to in terms of education that's delivered. So to have everything online, to have a fantastic resource from the Academy and the webinars to share globally is vital. And we're looking forward to disseminating all the opportunities available for young nephrologists through the Young Nephrology Committee, through the Young Nephrology Network. And I think it's going to take us to some really interesting places. My aspiration is that young nephrologists all over the world will not just have a better opportunity to receive this education and learn from it, but also to contribute to it. And I think now that the way that we've done the virtual Congress really levels the playing field, not just during the Congress, but afterwards as well, and thinking about how we can all come together to share and develop these resources to make them as useful for everybody as possible.
Well, Dr. Gavin, I really want to thank you for your time and availability. And it was really a pleasure talking to you, my honor. And I really wanted to thank you for all the leadership that you had on the Young Nephrology Committee during those years. It was really amazing, fantastic. And in this way, I would for sure invite all the international community, especially the young nephrologists, to attend your session, to participate, to follow our ISN social media channels, and to get involved and to share information with the International Society of Nephrology. I'm sure the Congress will be a huge success, and we waiting eagerly for your session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.